this is going to be Mr. Tony's demonstration on a really good way to cut up a pineapple. I was asked by somebody at work, since they know that I bring in fresh pineapple nicely cut up, and they said, well, how do you know, first of all, how to pick a pineapple, and how do you cut up a pineapple? So I showed them, and they filmed it, and I thought I'd do a YouTube video of my own to show you just how it's done. Now, when you pick a pineapple, of course, it still has a little bit of green on it, but it's starting to turn golden. So it's still firm, and it looks pretty nice. You can leave it out for a little while, and I noticed one of the produce managers at a local supermarket, they would cut off the bottom of the top. That sounds pretty funny. They cut off the bottom of the top and right at the base here so that you can actually store it in a refrigerator. It stays fresh that way. But anyway, once you get it to the ripening that you like, you notice this is pretty much golden all around, but not overly brown. If you notice, you've seen some of the pineapples in the supermarket or wherever you buy your pineapples, if you buy them at all. And if they look too brown, it'll kind of say they're overripe, and it's not good. So you want to have some firmness and maybe a little bit of green on there. Don't worry about it, it's not bad. And you can leave it on your countertop. You can see I like pineapples. I have a lot of pineapples here. Anyway, pineapples are good for you. There's bromelain in there, which is very good for you. It's for digestive purposes. It's an anti-inflammatory food, so I have read in some of the research I've done on this very healthful fruit. And because of its thick skin, I think it's more prone to being resistant to many of pesticides and the toxins that may be in the environment. But anyway, once you cut off the top at the bottom, anyway, I use a serrated knife, and I use that because it seems to make it easier to cut into it. At least for me. You know, if you use any knife you want, as long as you can do what I'm doing. And basically I cut off some of the top here of what I have, see? And then I cut off the bottom. Okay? And now I go around and I will trim off the outside enough so that you don't see those little, like a little knots it seems to be in there. So like I'll cut this off, and you see these knots? See all those little knots there? I really don't want to be chewing on them in my little pineapple bits that I'm going to cut. So I will cut off. Make sure I don't get your fingers in the way. You don't need to be cutting off your fingers while you're cutting a pineapple. But anyway, so you got to be careful, folks. As you know, see, I was getting pretty close. Sometimes I get a little klutzy here, but anyway. But yeah, you see that? You cut off the pineapple. All around the edges I go. There we go. You know, some people grow their own pineapples. I heard you could use that you take the top, and then people have planted them. I'm not into that right now. Maybe one day I will be. So I'm not really sure how that's done, but I know it's one of my customers grows his own pineapple, which is pretty cool. These I bought at a local supermarket. Actually, a local store that happens to be selling pineapple. Okay, isn't exclusively a supermarket. But anyway, I'm not going to plug any stores today. It's not cool. All right. I see a little knot here. Oh, see now, getting ahead of myself here. Hey, what did he just do? You see where you'll know there's this really hard core. You'll see, like, if you really look closely, you'll see like a little bit of a center here, and that's a very hard, not really to be eaten core. You're always going to get, so I cut up to the core, and I'll go on the other side. I'm getting off all parts of the outer shell that really aren't going to taste too cool. So then now I go up against where the core is, and I get another large chunk. Okay, then I've got two large chunks. Then I'll get some smaller segments, but still nice, delicious, edible segment. By the way, this pineapple looks really good. Anyway, and I cut that. Okay, here we go. So these two are like ready to be cut. See, these are nice segments right here, and I will just make nice little, cut some nice little. Now here I could have used just a regular carving knife, and that would have been nice, because this is nice and soft. It might have been a neater cut. That may be something you'll want to do. I don't think Chef Ramsay would be liking me doing this, but anyway, I don't think Chef Ramsay would be liking almost anything I'm doing. But anyway, he's too good. Anyway, so I'm going to use this knife. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, it cuts much nicer with a nice sharp carving knife. But I like using this serrated knife to basically saw off that rough outer edge. It seems to do a much nicer job. But for cutting the more detailed pieces, you notice I cut that in half, and now I'm going to, that large segment I cut in half, and now I'm going to get smaller chunks now from this pineapple. Yeah, I'm going to put these in this nice serving, which I'm going to be taking with me later from some place that I'm going. And I'm going to bring some pineapple, and I'm actually going to bring some cream cheese with it. If you haven't tried it, if you want to have, I mean, pineapple by itself is just absolutely delicious. But if you ever want to get some cream cheese and put just a little smear of it on top of each little segment, oh man, it really tastes good. It's mostly tastes the pineapple, but that little hint of the cream cheese, I don't know, there's something really good about it. So anyway, now this was a pretty large segment. I'm going to cut this one in threes here. I'm going to cut this one in threes. So I'm going to get some smaller chunks out of this. There we go. And there we go. So you see, I've got some really nice pineapple chunks here. Oh, really good, right? I'm going to cut this one a little bit more, a little too big. Same thing here, I want to have smaller chunks. Yeah, you can fork if you use toothpicks, right? Pick them up with a toothpick, smear a little cream cheese on it if you wish. Just have the pineapple just the way it is. And that's really all there is to it, you see? So I have the core is pretty much left. And this is, I don't know, nobody really wants to eat the core. Maybe there's something you can do with it, but I don't. Anyway, this is how I think that's one of the nicest ways to cut up a pineapple, and now you have some delicious pineapple all ready to be served, and enjoy. I think that was pretty easy, right? I mean, I don't know, that's the way I do it. I'm sure there's many different ways of doing it. Just wanted to show you another way. All right, bye.